morning, Muscatine. It is Tuesday. I know you haven't seen us for a while. We're still working on the new set, a couple of new ideas coming. So, anyway, great news. 4th of July is coming. For those of you that know me know that I absolutely love the 4th, love fireworks, whole 9 yards. It's going to be a little different this year. Don't forget, the parade will be down at Cat Stein due to the flooding. But still should be a good time. Make sure you get down there and enjoy it. Couple of cool, well, not cool, but don't forget, keep an eye on the flood. There's going to be a lot of water coming. We'll make sure that we've got flood resources for you everywhere. It'll be at discovermuscatine.com/flood. Super easy. So today I've got a guest back with us who's been here before, Todd Bartosh from Muddy Boyz Detailing. And last time you were here, you live down south of town.
Yep.
Your shop was in Wilton. You were driving everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And you kind of, sort of talked about this at the time, but you've got some cool news.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
So actually, we moved into Muscatine as of June 1st. We're at a temporary location over on East 2nd Street by the bridge. We're tucked back by the Can Redemption Center. We've been there since June 1st. Tentatively, we're supposed to be moving down to our new location in Western Mall on the south end of town. Hopefully next week. There's some stuff that is a lot of moving parts right now.
Right.
With everything going on with a lot of businesses that we're waiting on all those.
It's the dominoes that have got
Yeah, all the dominoes effects. We're waiting for that to happen. And then we'll be down in the Western Mall for a permanent location. I'm glad to be in Muscatine. It's a lot closer for us to travel to from home. And two, we spend all of our time in Muscatine anyways, so now to be able to broaden our horizons in Muscatine, we still have loyal customers from Wilton that are coming to us still. It was definitely a change because there was a lot of first and last things that happened at our shop. We were there since my daughter was, our youngest daughter was 8 months old, so there was a lot of first milestones at that location. So it was a little bittersweet, but with that, we're able to grow our business a little bit more and get into things that we've been wanting to grow with, be more involved in the community side of things.
And we've actually got an awesome thing that we're going to talk about here in just a minute that is how one of the ways you're taking initiative in the community.
Yep.
It's awesome. So for those that don't know, so right now, again, you're kind of by the bridge, bridge side, or for those of you that are old like me, where the old Hostess store was, kind of back behind there.
Yep.
And Crawford is there.
Yeah,
now.
we're actually right behind the Crawford building, in that gray building. We're in a small little area in there.
Yep.
So we're directly behind there. We have a magnet up on the garage door that shows where we're at.
Yep.
And you have the door to come in is on the side, but there's
You'll
there
figure
on
it
the-
out.
Yeah, we had a vinyl graphic company out of Cedar Rapids make us that on the fly, just so we could stick it on the door, so that way people knew where we were at and knew where the side or the entry door was at. So
because then now obviously you're going to turn around here in the next probably week or two, and you'll be down at Western Mall, which will be kind of by KTBF.
Yep.
Yeah, I always have to think about it. Like I know the name and I know the letters, but when I start spelling it out, I'm always afraid I'm going to get it wrong.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But you'll be kind of, if you're down looking at Western Mall, KTBF's on the kind of on the corner there. You guys will be to their right.
Yep.
There, and then down the left obviously is like where Riots and Rebels is.
Yep. And I actually think Travis and KTBF has moved down a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of like around.
And because I know the Muscatine Boxing Club is going to be in that corner retail.
Yeah, I was just thinking like where the big sign.
Yep. Yeah, so we're going to be neighbors with KTBF, Muscatine Boxing Club, and a bunch of other businesses down there. So a lot of opportunities to meet new people in the community. We're going to be where Pearl City Motors used to be, in their old location, and I'm excited just for the opportunity for growth.
So for those of us, well, I mean, I know, but for those out there watching that don't know what Muddy Boyz Detailing is, what all do you guys do?
So we do your regular automotive detailing inside and out. We call it detailing, but it's more reconditioning. We try to get your vehicle back to like new status. Obviously, sometimes we can't do that depending on what it is. We clay the vehicle before we wax them. We clay every single vehicle because.
So claying, this is actually really cool. We're going to take a second. So when way back when I was way younger than I am now, I may have helped out in the detail shop at Krieger's when I was in college, before I went off to other stuff there. And claying vehicles is the neatest thing.
It is absolutely
Because
neat.
it's literally, and I'm going to generalize some of this, but basically, you've got a lump of clay, right, that you rub over the vehicle,
Yep.
right? And what you don't realize is like all the like pitting and all the little buildup on the paint
Oh yeah.
that you don't really see until you really get down and like it's wet and you feel it.
Oh yeah.
And then you run the clay over it, and it's like going from like a wood top to glass.
Yeah.
When you get after you clay it.
Yeah, so
it's crazy.
doing that, especially in Iowa, is crucial just because of all the road grime that
Yep.
our vehicles get exposed to year round.
Yep.
We usually advise every 6 months to bring a vehicle in to get a regular detail done. It's part of your maintenance of your vehicle. Everybody views oil changes, brakes, things like that as maintenance. Detailing, reconditioning your vehicle is also maintenance because your paint's going to last longer. It's not going to rust as easy. It's going to keep the vehicle looking great. So it's another aspect of maintenance that people don't necessarily think about. And we usually, if customers want to stay on that 6 month rotation, we usually say right before winter, coming out of winter. And then if you want to, depending on how the summer's going, once during the summer, just because of the heat, the sun, the UV rays are actually very damaging to automotive paint. And then on that, we also do ceramic coating. We've actually now used a new ceramic coating company out of Bettendorf. So it's a local company, great company to work with. If we have any issues, they're right there for us to help. And it's better for us because it's a better buy-in for us as far as getting the product. And
because ceramic is a really interesting concept when you put it on anything, right? It's basically, we've all got ceramic pans and all this other stuff. Like, it's great, but it's also expensive.
It does.
But it's a legit. It works.
It does.
Just,
Yeah. So like I have stuff that's been coated for 3 or 4 years for customers, and it's holding up. It's still looking great. And so the plus side with the new company is we have a ceramic coating specific for paint, a coating specific for glass that actually has a repellent built into it to help repel dust from developing on the glass.
So does that kind of work like a Rain-X works for water?
Yeah, it kind of works the same way as Rain-X with water, but with dirt. It was designed that way for farmers out in the field. And then a specific coating for plastic trim that's going to last for years instead of the stuff that 4 or 5 washes, then it's off.
Well, and you know what's crazy? The last time you were here, we were talking after the show, and which, by the way, folks, that is the most fun time I have is like after the show or before the show, talking to like other business owners and like what they're doing. And you were telling me about like you do tractors.
Yep, we do tractors. We do. We've done horse trailers. We've done end loader out.
You should come out to the fair. You should come out to the Muscatine County Fair.
Well,
and do some stuff. I know some folks.
I'm kind of busy that week.
What are you doing?
I got this going on.
Yeah, but this is one day.
I can try. I'll try.
You're gonna come out and do something with us. We're gonna do something. All right. So speaking of this, and yes, that was a really bad segue, folks. So this is actually a really cool thing that you guys have. This is your 4th one.
Yep.
And so you guys do a benefit ride.
Correct.
And kind of tell us a little bit about where this came from and then we'll talk about what you're going to do this year.
So Lily's ride came out of help from a friend of ours asking to help out with Lily. She had been diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer, and she was at the age of 3. She was about a month or 2 older than my daughter. So it kind of really hit close to home. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. You know, we did it on the fly, never put on a benefit ride before. I've been a part of them, never put one on. So it was kind of a learning experience, but I had connections to help do it real quick. We put it on within a 14-day period. Unfortunately, Lily lost her battle before we were able to do the ride. But we still raised the money, donated it to her family, or to her mom, and then we've helped out some other kids in the time being. So our goal is to help out others in memory of Lily, keep her memory going. We still work with her aunt to this day on putting the ride together and coming up with ideas who to help, things like that. So this year we moved it to Muscatine. From the last 3 years we've done Cedar Rapids. It just kind of took a lot out of us to put a benefit ride on an hour and a half away. So this year we moved it to Muscatine, and it's going to be in Muscatine moving forward. So we're excited to bring.
Oh, that's got to be if you hear a crazy noise, sorry to.
Nope, you're fine.
They have a boom out here. They're working on the front of some of the buildings, and they've decided to plop down right outside the show.
So
Which is good. I mean,
it's makes the buildings outside look nice. And
yeah.
But yeah, we decided to bring it to Muscatine. It's going to be Muscatine moving forward. Something to be involved with the community. This year we're raising money for Gabby Pritchard. Gabby graduated from L&M a few years ago, I believe. I believe, yeah, because her mom runs the Miss Grandview pageant out in Grandview. So we're going to start at Muddy Boyz Detailing's new location down on 801 Oregon Street in the Western Mall, and then we're going to go down to Oakville from there to the new Grub and Pub, and then we're going to go up to Columbus Junction, the 92 Roadhouse. Then we're going to go to Nichols to Burt's Bar, and then we're going to end at the Brew that evening.
Yeah, so it's $10 for a bike, $5, is that per pat?
So if you have a passenger on the bike,
oh, right, okay,
it'll be at 15 total.
Right, okay, and then a car is 15.
Yep.
Unlimited, like we can pack as many people in there as we want.
With comments.
Yeah, I would say, let's say this, folks. Remember, it's a fundraiser, so
Yeah.
Do what you can. And what I really like about this, it's going to be a great day. You start at 9:30. Well, you leave at 11, but registration's at 9:30. So you leave at 11, get some lunch, get back around. What time do you think you'll be back at the
I think tentatively we're planning on being back around sometime in 3 or about 4, somewhere in there. I have it written down. Things have been a kind of mess for us with moving and everything.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's a benefit ride. Anybody going to the benefit ride, if you're on that tight of a schedule, relax.
Yeah,
right?
So we get back there, we'll have silent auction items going on, and then this year we have at least one live auction item. It's actually a German Shepherd puppy that we are actually donating to, because one of our dogs just had puppies.
Oh, awesome.
Back in April. So we figured, you know what, let's donate one of them to help raise some money for the ride. We got that idea from a different benefit that we were at, that they did a similar thing with a lab. And then we have some music artists coming in from Tennessee and Georgia as well.
And this is cool. So Muddy Boyz obviously is the juice behind this, so to speak, right? And so you guys are covering the artists coming in.
Yep.
You're covering all those costs.
Yep.
There's no cover down at the Brew, right, that night. Which obviously, folks, the Brew, the stuff they do for this community is crazy. And they've been a great partner. which I'm gonna say this, I would expect nothing less, because that's how they always.
Yeah,
work,
and when
right?
we talked to Dave was ecstatic to be a part of it.
Yeah.
He said this is definitely something they want to be a part of.
Absolutely. Yep.
With the doing something good in the community. So it was kind of a good feeling to know that, you know, they're excited. We're actually meeting with them next Monday to fine tune all the details.
Yep.
With all that.
And so who's coming in?
So we have a group of artists. It's a duo of artists. They're called the Sticks. Joe and Cindy. They're from Georgia. They are signed to Outlaw Nation Records. Their top artists on that label are Jesse Howard and New Breed. They do a song called Welcome to My House. It's all over TikTok, things like that. So they're signed to Outlaw Nation. I actually met them last year because the artists that we originally had last year kind of got double booked. Close to the area, so they didn't want to do 2 concerts back to back close. So they set us up with the Sticks, and then we have Lebo Bernard out of Tennessee coming up. He's an independent, they're both kind of independent art, considered independent because they're not signed to major labels. He's out of Tennessee. He was up here last year, and they're a great group of guys. Actually, we had shirts last year made, and Cindy from the Sticks was wearing our Lily's Ride shirt all over the place. There's pictures of him on the internet with it at
That's awesome.
major events or bigger shows that they do. And they take care of us when they come up. We take care of them. We make sure they're taken well care of. To build those connections, to try to bring in other, you know, because they have connections as well
Right.
with other artists. So maybe in the years coming, we're going to bring in different artists that aren't maybe as well known, but that's kind of where we get a kick out of it, is bringing in artists that aren't well known to help get them known.
Yeah, and it's, you know, the nice thing is, you know, Muscatine's got, you know, almost Friday Fest, and it's got kind of like its genre of
Yep.
stuff, and it's, you know, then all these events, and like this can be like this nice annual event that has new, these guys, you call them country rap, I think is how
Yeah,
they were,
kind
you
of
know,
country
like
rap. They consider themselves country, but they rap.
modern country. When my wife sees, she's gonna be like, "You don't know country at all. What are you talking about?" So I'm just gonna shut up and just say,
So the Sticks have done some music with guys like Jelly Roll and
Gotcha.
things like that. So
then I'm in.
So they got a song out with Jelly Roll. I can't think of it off the top of my head. My 6-year-old daughter loves the Sticks. Their music's catchy.
Awesome.
So they're a good group of guys. They are all about, you know, family. They're about helping out, and like I said, I couldn't be more proud of the artists that we got coming in. They're not as well known, but for them to take time, and one of them's actually on tour right now. Lebo's on tour. Actually, the Sticks are on tour too with Outlaw Nation. They're actually down in North Carolina this week at a massive 3-day festival. So they're taking time out of their schedules to come up and do a benefit show that, you know, most artists would kind of pass over sometimes. So
it should be pretty cool.
yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good night. Like I said, we had them here last year, but some things didn't work out so well last year.
Yeah. So okay, July 20th is when this is. So about 3 weeks from now.
Yep, about 3 weeks.
Just 2.5, 3 weeks. Just shy of 3 weeks. So let's see. Fair is, so this must be Friday night? Saturday. Saturday, yeah. Yeah, Saturday. So Saturday the 20th, registration's at 9:30. You can get more information on Facebook. You can type in Lily's Ride. We'll obviously put links and stuff.
Yeah, so we have there's 2 pages. There's one for the Lily's Ride itself, and then we create one every year for the ride that year, so
And-
there's more details.
And we'll make sure that it's all out on the community calendar and all that fun stuff as well. So, holy cow, Todd, you've had a busy summer, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not even, we're only a month into it. This month of June has gone by so fast, between kids and sports, relocating the shop and trying to put this right on. And then everything else.
And
that
then
we
just
got going.
life.
Yeah,
Just regular
it's been a
life.
crazy month. But I wouldn't change it for anything, just for and I might get a little emotional here, but just for the fact that we get to do this ride and help others out, because like I said, with Lilly's story, it kind of hits close to home because my youngest daughter is only a month and a half, 2 months younger than Lilly. So it kind of hits close to home to imagine any parent having to go through that. And then with Lilly, or with Gabby, just getting married and her battle that she's going through, I couldn't imagine. Trying to start your life, a new life with, the aspirations of starting a family, things like that, and then having to hit this right on, and now you don't know what's gonna happen.
And some may not know. We had a daughter with special needs, and we for 12 years, Ainsley, she was only supposed to live 9 months, and she lived 12 years. And we, it changes your perspective on life. We always described it. My wife, I don't know where she heard about this book, but it's called Roadmap to Holland, and I've mentioned it on the show before, but basically it talks about, you get all excited, and this applies not just for like kids with special needs, but like the expectations of starting a family. And the book talks about, it's a mom who has a special needs child where, she'd always wanted to go, and I'm probably going to slaughter this, but you'll get the point. She'd always wanted to go to Italy for a vacation, and having a special needs child, she described as like getting on the plane to go to Italy, getting detoured, and ending up in Holland. And Holland's nice, and it's a cool place to be, just when your expectations were Italy, you've got some management to do,
yep.
Right? And it's funny, just ironically, just this week, our neighbor had been in Holland and brought Melissa back things, so we had this conversation again. But it's amazing how, so we were able to be a part of like the advisory council with the Children's Hospital and do a lot of stuff up there. And the amount of families that need a little bit of help through these things, it's not, they don't need full-on support covering everything, but you don't realize until you're in those positions how much it really costs to be off for a day, or all the extra little incidentals, and these sorts of things are, even like for us, even when they were events for other people that didn't benefit us, like that sounds weird, but it inspires you as a parent in that situation, right? Just even seeing that the community cares about people in situations like yours, and that, because it can be very isolating in, as a parent that loses a child or has a special needs child, or I don't know this, I've never had cancer, had it in the family, but illness, health concerns can be isolating, right? And as much as anything, people need that community, right? And that's what I love about this, is like, go throw $10 in, ride your bike around for the afternoon, something you're probably gonna go do anyway, right? And the amount, not just this family, but I guarantee you, these types of events, and this one in particular, will lift others in that situation.
Yeah, and that's our biggest thing, is I have a motto that I've come up with since doing this, is we're just trying to do a little bit of good in a messed up world. And that's all we're trying to do. And if we're not looking to raise a massive amount of money.
Right.
Whatever we raise, whether it's $1,200, whatever it might be, it's something to help the families out that we're donating the money directly to. We're not donating it to a mass organization where it doesn't go far enough. And that's not the organization's fault.
It's just
the way things are.
There's a need for both.
Yep.
There's absolutely a need for the large organizations that provide scale, help, and support. And then there's times when you need to be able to dive into a particular family. And that's what I love about how you've set this up, is this is an annual ride.
Yep.
And every year it's a new family to get support, right? So it's,
And
You
it's
know,
harder to find that than, than you think.
well, it is because, again, because of that isolation, because of those things, you know, most families, if they're anything like us, weren't necessarily like going, hey, we need help.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and
Like,
that- and that's-
because you want everybody to think you got your crap together.
Oh
right?
yeah, and that's just not outside of the illness stuff. That's just life in general.
It
You
is,
want
yeah.
everybody to think you got
Yep.
everything together, and that's the thing is we're just trying to help someone out the best that we can. Whether it's helps them with gas to get to from doctor's
Mhm.
appointments, whether it helps them with whatever they need that money for. If it allows them, if it's in a situation where you know things aren't looking good, if they want to take a vacation, whatever it may be, just to make some extra memories,
Yep.
then it's at their will what they want to use the funds for. We're just happy to help them out the best that we can. We're excited to bring this to the area and get involved with the community this way. There's some other things I have cooking that I want to do with the community, some other things to get more involved.
Sounds like you're previewing another show, huh?
Maybe. So there's some
Yeah.
other stuff I've been kicked around for like the last year and a half to do more
Awesome.
stuff. I'm worried about spreading myself thin, but it's one
It's
of
easy.
those that I'm, like I said, trying to do a little bit of good in a messed up world. So
That's awesome. Well, Todd, it was great to see you again, as always. Muddy Boyz Detailing, don't forget, they're right now. They are by the bridge. Find them on Facebook, facebook.com/MuddyBoyz. Just type in Muddy Boyz, you'll find it. And then Lilly's Ride, you can just type it in on Facebook. Of course, we'll have links in the description and all that stuff as well. But Todd, thank you again
Yeah,
for
thank
coming
you.
in. Muscatine, don't forget, go attack the rest of the day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. We'll see you soon.